If I was the Titans, I'm drafting Ward. Will Levis, let's say Will Levis is better than Ward. He ain't going to be much better than him, right? Will Levis is not a guy that can carry you through the playoffs. We don't even know that he could really get you to the playoffs. They haven't done anything without Derrick Henry. So you got to go Ward. Now, the best case scenario is that you let Levis, perform and you let Ward learn behind him. Jordan Love did it. You got two different ways, and Tom Brady talked about this. Two different ways. Tom Brady talked about how some quarterbacks, young quarterbacks, they're thrown to the wolves, they're thrown into the fire, and they're destined to fail because of that. And then you got some quarterbacks who learn under vets, and they have longer, better careers. Look, remember, how did Tom Brady come into the league? If it was behind Drew Bledsoe type facts. Okay, Drew Bledsoe was that guy until he got hurt. Then you bring in Tom Brady, the late draft pick. Jordan Love was able to develop behind Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers was able to develop behind Brett Favre. You see how Aaron Rodgers' career was pretty good, right? Then you have guys like Anthony Richardson who they've thrown out there, and then when he do one thing, they wanna move on from him. He wanna sub out, and they just crashing out about it. You got Bryce Young. Bryce Young looked really good towards the end of last year, but it was very shaky for him. But look at Justin Fields. Okay, Justin Fields was scapegoated in Chicago. It's all his fault, right? But then when the Bears go and get Keenan Allen, and they got Moore, and they got Doomsday, and they got Cole Kmet, and they got all these receivers, Caleb Williams, still really can't do nothing with them, right? So, yeah, Steve Young was behind Montana. There's plenty of examples of quarterbacks coming in. They're highly Patrick Mahomes, chat, did he start when he got in the league? If no, type no. Mahomes, I don't even remember when Mahomes began to start, but he came in as the 10th overall pick and sat behind Alex Smith. Some teams could, right? If you the Browns, for example, if you the Giants, for example, they could take Travis Hunter and Abdul Carter early and then circle back and get Jackson Dart in the second or third, or circle back and try to get Jalen Milroe in the second or third, or Ewers, or you know what I'm saying, or Will Howard. So there's other quarterbacks out there. The question is, are you passing up a quarterback that can take you to the Super Bowl, right? So it says former Miami quarterback Cam Ward seems destined to be the first overall pick, yada, yada, yada. On Monday night, Ward commented on the possibility of playing for another team. He was in New Orleans at the Superdome to receive the Manning Award. And Ward talked about potentially playing for the local team eventually. I loved watching quarterback Drew Brees and receiver Marcus Colston out there. It would be a dream of mine to play for them if I get a chance someday, but that's not really my focus right now. They asked him about meeting with the Saints. He said it was a great meeting. If you get a chance to go play for a Super Bowl winning coach like Kellen Moore, he knows how to dial up the playbook. The biggest thing I took away from that meeting was that you just have to be prepared at all times, whether you go in as a starter or you go in as a backup. You never know when your number is going to be called. So they're saying it's highly unlikely because Cam probably won't fall to number 9. He probably won't fall that low. But the question is will the Saints move up? Do people think Shedeur will drop in the draft? I'm seeing a lot of mock drafts. They don't even have Shedeur in the top 10. I'm going on the draft simulators, and, Shedeur is typically going to the Browns or going in the top 10. But a lot of the NFL talking heads and people like that, they're not putting Shedeur in the top 10. I saw somebody saying yesterday that the number 1. And who else we got? A lot of edge rushers in this draft. So, You know, if I really want the Saints to draft a quarterback, draft them early. They have not drafted a first round quarterback since Archie Manning, which is absolutely insane and kind of shows that they're typically not in the first set of picks. And when they are, they've taken running backs, you know, because I don't know that Cam Ward is going to fall 8 spots. But one thing I do want to say is I don't really know if the Saints should trade a bunch of picks right now to move up to get Cam Ward. Now, if you do that, you got to get rid of, I don't know. I feel like if you're going to trade up to get Cam Ward and he's the 1 or 2 pick, then you kind of got to like, he got to play. You know what I'm saying? You can't have him sitting on your bench too long. I don't know if y'all are picking up on this, but both Cameron Ward and Shedeur Sanders have interesting connections to the New Orleans Saints.